Hi, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm sharing with you all of the layouts I created during the month of January 2024. All right, friends, so I did not count these, but we can do that at the end. But for the month of January, I was actually quite sick most of the month of January. I caught some kind of flu virus when I was in Ontario for the holidays, and I came back not feeling well, and that lasted at least 3 weeks, maybe 4. It's just been such a struggle to recover. I don't know. Anyway, I am feeling much better. I do have a little bit of a tickle in my throat still, but overall I feel pretty good. However, in the month of February, I had already signed up for, I think, 3 crops. In the month of January, because I struggle in the winter. Our winters are really long and very cold here. And so I struggle because of the lack of daylight. When I go to work, it's dark. When I come home, it's dark. The only daylight I really see, there's no window in my office. The only daylight I really see is on my lunch break and on the weekends. So I signed up for all these crops to make sure I was A, socializing, and B, doing something that makes me happy. So I had done that, and then turned out I was not well, but I did go to 2 out of the 3, and I felt pretty good about that. And I did get some layouts done. So let's go ahead and I'll show you what I accomplished in the month of January as far as scrapbooking goes. So I started off the very first week of January. We had a 2-day crop at our local scrapbook store, and I went to that. And I started off with this. This was a layout kit from the store owner. She puts together she calls like just make and takes, right? But they're layout kits essentially. So you scan a QR code and then it gives you the instructions or whatever. So this was the double page layout that I made to start off with. I had no mojo at that point. I was on the struggle bus. So this was the perfect thing for me because all the papers were already cut. The title was cut. The only cutting I actually did was fussy cutting these little pieces out of a piece of patterned paper. Otherwise, everything else was already done for me. So it was a really good way to start. So top tip, if you're ever struggling to get your mojo going, go for the kits. They help a lot. I did a lot of kits this month, which is okay. It's good. So I love that. Thank you, Joe. Then I had this collection from Close to My Heart, Urban something, I think. Anyway, I've had it in my inventory for quite a while, and I had taken some screenshots of somebody else's layouts that I wanted to make with this collection, and then just never did it. So so I did finally get those put together at that same crop, and so I did all the layouts that I did screenshots of. This was one of them. This is a layout from our road trip down to Portland. Long day, long drive. I think it was like 16 or 17 hours in the car. But our kids were older, it was doable. This one, same trip, same collection, same crop. So that was still that first weekend. This one is called They Say It's All About the Toilet. I don't know if you've ever done the underground tour in Seattle, but it's quite funny the way that they put it together, if you don't mind toilet humor. And I live in a house full of boys, so that's kind of the way things are here. So that was that layout. One of the things I'm attempting, or I did start in the month of January, I don't know how long it'll continue for, but I'm trying to use more metals on my layouts because I have quite the selection, and I feel like I need to use them if I'm going to have them. I still love them, and I know some people in some climates can't use them on their layouts, but here they don't rust or anything typically. I've had a couple of flare badges that rusted, but other than that, I haven't had any problem with brads or any of these kinds of things. So here I did use some metals, letters and some gears and some brads. So I am going that way. These great big letters have also been in my craft room for a really long time. So this was another layout, same trip, same tour actually as the toilet one, same collection kit, same crop. Yeah. So that's another one I did. And then this was the last one that I had from that I'd taken like screenshots of, that I was like, I want to make this with that collection. I want to make this with that collection. Mine weren't exactly the same as theirs, but it was a really good way to like get going when I was struggling. So again, I believe this was also the same trip. We went up to Seattle. So I think the first one was our drive to Portland, and then the other ones were all about this tour we took in Seattle. But again, got some medals on there, and same collection, same crop, same trip. And then this one is from that same trip, but this was just what I did with the leftovers. I wanted to use up the sticker sheet. So again, got some medals on there, bunch of different sizes of brads. Used up all the scraps from what was in that kit, and yeah. And in the month, or in this year, I'm hoping to remember as I'm crafting to save the packaging from things that I used up, because I want to kind of, well, first of all, I find it very satisfying to use something up, and I like to share that during my layout shares. But also, I just want to remind myself that I am working through the stuff that I already own. So that was another one, and then with that I used up the entire. So that was the last of the stickers from this one. I did struggle to use the skateboard, but there it is. So, entire sticker sheet all used up. Doesn't that feel nice? Anybody else get a thrill out of that kind of thing? I don't know. It just makes me happy. So that was it, I think, for that crop weekend. Then I was supposed to go to another crop. I was way too sick. I stayed home. It was also -50 here, Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's really cold. Like it's not something that usually happens. And you run the risk of freezing just from walking to your car. Like it was so cold. And I was already really sick. So I was like, you know what? No, I'm staying home. I struggled to make it to work that week. And actually, they closed our office down the Friday of that weekend because they were like, it's not safe for you guys to be outside. So, so then that second weekend of January, nothing. I slept most of that weekend. Third weekend of January, I went to another crop. It was actually a retreat. I went for Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday with a friend. We stayed in a hotel. It was lots of fun. I was starting to feel better by then. For the most part, I was feeling all right. And yeah. So I started out with another kit. This one I had bought from Jennifer Edwardson Creative Inc. I don't think she's selling this kind of thing anymore. I think she's just teaching now. And yeah, so I think that this went really well too. I had cut out the cut files during the week before, like to plan and everything, got that all done, and printed pictures and typed up my journaling. So I felt like I was kind of ready for this one in that way. I didn't feel like there was anything I had to do when I got home. Layouts actually got finished. And so for this, on this layout, I had used up so there is brads on here. So these are the metals I got on here. And then I used up these. They're rain dots, Halloween version, and they were bats. So I used up, actually I think I used them on a couple of other layouts before or after this, but anyway, it was basically these bats and these stars that I was using up. Okay, so that got all totally used up. There was 27 pieces. There was bats and stars, I believe. I don't think there was anything else on this one. I did have another one that had like ghosts and stuff, but I didn't finish using it. The other thing I finished using on this one was these, they're called candy dots. So basically what this is all about is that I have a lot of this kind of stuff in my, like with my enamel dots, but I overlook them because I go automatically to the enamel dots, even though I still like them and I still think they're usable. And so I intentionally took these ones for scrapbooking away from home so that I would have them to use. So they're here, and they're very similar to enamel dots. They're just all one size and a little bit thicker, but yeah. So I got the bats used up and the candy dots used up. So that was exciting too. This one was from that same kit. And this was just, except this wasn't part of like the layout part of the kit. It was just that when she sent the cut files for it, this was included in that same cut file bundle. And so I had this, like I cut them all out when I got it. And so this was in there. I had thrown it in there, and this is just some scraps from that. So I did that. Again, we got metal here. We got metal eyelets here. We have another metal brad up here. And then these are actually metal dots. So this was another one of those things that was in with my enamel dots, and they're from Colorbach. And I don't know, is there even a date on here? They're so old. But again, I like them and I thought they were still usable, but I would skip over them because I was going for enamel dots. So this was another one I was like, let's take it with me. So we got some metals, but also some of those dots on there, which are, I guess, technically a metal. But yeah, they were meant to, I think, look like brads initially without, you know, sticking something through your page. This one, same thing. It was the leftovers from that that layout kit. And this was another one of the cut files that came in that bundle. So back to the cut file, did the, something on there. And then this one, I think that's the other place I used up those bats and stars from that package too. The only metal I got on there, I think though, was this eyelet, but still something, right? And more stars, and then those candy dots again. So I must have laid these in a different order, but same kind of idea. Yeah, and then I used up all the rest of the scraps for that. And then I moved on to kits that I had, and I did all kits that weekend because I knew I had not been feeling well, and it was just the easiest way for me to plan. What size of photos do I need? What kind of journaling am I going to write? So this one was from a local, well, she's not local, like she's not in my city, but I always check out her booth at the Creative Scrapbooker Magazine Carnival. And so when I go there, she usually has a booth. I always check it out because I do like her kits. So she, I think, teaches classes with them, and then whatever doesn't get used, she just sells it from her booth. So all of these, like this is already cut out for me. She has all the things are stamped already. I just really have to put it together and then add my own finishing touches. This one I added some donuts too because it was about Voodoo Donuts in Portland. So yeah. So another thing I'm kind of working towards is finishing up scrapbooking albums that I've already started and haven't finished yet. So this trip is one of those. And then this one was another one of hers, Jennifer Smith, I think her name is. And same kind of idea. I just bought the kit from her booth, and all the things were cut out and stamped. I just had to really put it together, add my photos and my journaling. I did not put metal on this one, but I did use up another pack of those candy dots, and I used up the brown ones on this layout. And then this was another one of hers. I think this was that same trip, but this is Vancouver. We came back up through Vancouver. Stayed at my cousin's house for a couple of days. Excuse me. And then got some medals on there. So I have a flare badge. I have some, what are these? Brads, giant brads, some gears, a paper clip, a little metal tag. And then I loved these things for such a long time, but I think I'm almost out of them. So I put another one on here. These are brads also. So if you can see, like, they come through the page, and then they have all these little hooks on them. And then you just string your string through, and I really love how that came out. So yeah, love it, love it, love it. And if you think I'm being a weirdo by putting pictures of a morgue in my scrapbook, then you are correct. I am strange. This was a museum we went to on Hastings Street, actually. Look it up if you're not familiar. So yeah, weird is correct. Okay, so then another thing that I wanted to use up were these kits from Storytellers Club from 2010. I had a few of them still, and I did get rid of, so they had like a give and take table. So you could take anything that you thought you were going to use and give anything that you thought you wouldn't use. And so I did give a couple there because I was like, I don't know where I'm going to use these ones. So I got rid of them. However, I did have, I think, three kits that I was like, no, I still like these ones. I can see myself using them. But instead of see myself using them, I was like, no, you have to actually use them. So I did. So yeah, I don't even remember where they came from, but they've been here for a while. So this one was a layout that was actually built originally this way, but I put it this way just because of the way she's looking. So it'll go in her book like this. And then these little bits are from Close to My Heart. So they were actually from one of them. One of the kits. I can't remember which one. Anyway, so I took these little laser cut pieces from the Close to My Heart pack and used them on here. And I thought they turned out really cute. And then these ones are some of those. I did put brads, so there's medals on here. Some more of those candy dots that we talked about before. I'm not showing them to you in the order I made them, obviously. And then this is also a metal brad. And then I threw some buttons on here because underneath are like little images of buttons. It's kind of like they were like already doing the layering for you, but it just looks so flat. So I did actually put buttons on them. Yeah, so that was that. And then this one was another one of those Storyteller Club kits, and it was a Halloween version. So I do still have some left of these. These are the same as the bats that I was showing you before, but they have skulls and ghosts, I think. So, and then here are my metal brads, 1, 2, 3, and a button. Using up the things. Another one, same kit. It was supposed to be a double page layout, but I didn't have enough photos for that. So then I have this one, and this is more of those metal dots that I used up. The brads that I used are here, and then some buttons too. So that's also one of those Storyteller Club. And then this was the last Storyteller Club. I did 2 separate layouts. I think, again, it was supposed to be a double page, but I didn't make it like that. This one, I think they were supposed to be flowers, but they made me think of fireworks, so I actually scrapbooked about fireworks. This is another trip book that I need to work on, is this 2018 one. My youngest son's first trip to Ontario. Yeah. So these bigger brads are all metal as well. These are enamel dot stars. What else? This is a brad. And these are more of those candy dots that we looked at. And here are, this was the last thing of candy dots that I used up, the white ones. So I used up 3 packs of those. A white pack, a brown pack, and a black pack. So I don't have to feel bad about overlooking them anymore. They're done. Then this was the last one from the Storytellers Club. It was that same kit, but I just scrapbooked a different layout. Although it was the same trip, it wasn't the same day. So the other one was Canada Day. This was the Illumination show at Niagara Falls later that month. Or that week, I guess. Yeah. So that worked out nice. And then, so I used up the Storyteller Club kit too. And then I did 2, what do you call these? Scrapbook live videos for our local store. There'll be 3 by the 31st, but the last one's like on the 30th, and I won't have time to record after that. So, I'll show it in February. It'll be fine. Then I did this one for our live, and I used a sketch from Jennifer Edwardson, Creative Inc. She does the sketch for the Creative Scrapbooker Magazine Sketchy Challenge Facebook group. I will put links to those things below. Let's see. So I used the Simple Stories Barry Fields collection because that was on sale at our store. And if you want to watch the video for that, it should be on my Facebook page. So if you go look for Paper Route Scrapbooking on Facebook, it should be on there. And let's see. Oh, and I used page, this was another one where I used the whole thing. So the page pieces, do you know what those are? Like Simple Stories. But I didn't keep the packaging, and I'm just looking, but it's not in the trash anymore either, because I did it a couple weeks ago. But yeah, it was in like the whole pack of the page pieces I used on this layout. So that was good. Used that up. Oh, and I also used up the rest of these. So these blue hearts were the last from this package. So that was done too. And so that's that. And then the last one I did live, same thing. If you go to my Facebook page, it should be posted there. If not, it will be on the store page for Create Red Deer. And this one was from a company called 3/4, which has kind of been overlooked in our store, but it is a beautiful, they make beautiful stuff, like beautiful. And it's from, I think, New Zealand, somewhere over there. But like, the stuff is just gorgeous, and I love how all of the mixed media is done for me because I like that look. I just don't want to do the messy stuff. So yeah, so how many layouts is that? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 layouts. And a lot of them are double page layouts. So 19 layouts, not too shabby for how ill I was. I'm actually really proud of this stack of layouts because I don't know, if I hadn't signed up for all them crops, this would not have happened. So 19 layouts completed for the month of January 2024. And let's see, a plethora of kits used up, but I'm most proud of this one. But 1 sticker sheet, 3 packs of candy dots, 1 pack of metal dots, 1 pack of rain dots, and 1 pack of shape sprinkles. So that is a lot of things that I got finished up from my stash for 1 month. That's pretty good, I think. Plus those page pieces. So I think that's it for this month. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below so I can get back to you as soon as I can. I really enjoy hearing from you guys, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye for now.